First of all, hello everybody. I am really moved seeing you in front of me. And I know many faces. There are many familiar faces, all of my brothers and sisters. Before answering, I want to underscore that you saw the faces of my children and my women.
This school was wanted, first of all, by me and also by the women of the meeting point. The value that the women discovered in themselves, they wanted it for their children. They wanted that the children should be educated in the way they were educated. They made the necklaces and they sold about 48,000 necklaces to Europe to contribute on the building of the school. And this is how the school came up.
At school is something nice because it makes me feel like I have somewhere where I belong.
People who wants me to be happy always, who care about my destiny, people who loves my destiny.
The way we treat our students is kind of different from the way students are treated in other schools. They don't fear us, we don't fear them.
From this school that I realized really the true meaning of work, the true meaning of teaching.
What is doing this school for these students, for me, first of all, and for everyone, is to recognizing that there is a beauty for us, that we can live this beauty. In helping each other to discover who we are.
We would really love that everyone who supports us, we don't want only support, we want that everyone, especially the friends that come here that support us, we love that they discover their value and their dignity. And we would love to be together in this discovery, in this adventure. It's a real an adventure, but a beautiful adventure, because it's a matter of looking at our bodies, all of us as a value, as a love. We are loved.
Much more grateful to come to class to teach my students with the passion, with the desire of looking at how much I'm loved, and this make me even look at them with this total love.
Tienilo vicino.
I think, sorry. Io penso
I think that this is great, and this is how you educate a child. Before Don Giussani, we had no clear ideas about education. To me, education simply meant passing an exam or simply being able to somehow have good notes and be able to continue my studies. But then everything changed. After the nursing school, I started working with people affected by AIDS, and I worked in the suburbs of Kampala, the capital of Uganda. I thought I succeeded, and I made it because I could help many sick people, many children, and I was also able to fix so many problems. I was working for this. So to support these people, so what I could want more. But what I want to say is that you become a protagonist of reality, and you can make, reality your own when you find out that you discover that you belong. Because, well, until things were okay, I used to thank Jesus for making me make it. But then at one point, everything went wrong. And sometimes I realized that these people had problem in understanding what I was saying, and so I felt terrible. And also the people with AIDS died, and the poor people did not eat the food I was giving them. They used to sell it to get money to buy alcohol. And little girls preferred not to study, but to live on the streets, steal, and use drugs. And the friends could not understand me, and it was even worse. And so I really didn't know what to do. I wanted to go away. I wanted to go to an island where there are no people, just bugs. And at that time, I ate just raw carrots. Don Giussani somehow saved me because he made me understand who I am. He made me discover my value, my worth. And he told me, beyond any achievement, you are of great value to me. And even if he had been the only man on earth, he would have come for you. God has come for you because you are unique. God has come for you. he didn't have money to buy you, he had to sacrifice his blood. You have an endless value, Rosa. And so I started living again. I started seeing a meaning for my life, a purpose. It was like a light shedding brightness over everything. I started discovering my life, and this is where it all started. A sort of passion, affection for my own life and the life of others. Don Giussani, in the religious sense, says the latest balance of life depends on this. Man is there because he's possessed, and he entirely breathes. He feels fine. He feels relieved when he feels like he belongs. He's possessed. These words are not just Don Giussani's words, because these words are also about me. These words say who I am now. I have started living, and I've started doing something effective. So when these words became flesh, my flesh, when I could answer the question, who am I? And this question started having faces, and so I was free. I got free, but actually I got free through belonging, through having a bond. When you are finally free, you can face reality with no fear. You can face reality because you know whom you do belong. Who is free has nothing to ask for from the others, because who is free already has everything. And you can educate only if you truly know what you're made of. This is what Don Giussani did with me. He used to tell me to think about what is behind things, what is behind reality. Behind reality, there is a content of reality that is actually what is inside me. The real content of me, but also of you. My women wanted to learn wanted their kids to learn mathematics, and they thought that by doing so they would understand everything. And they told me, no, we want a school. We want to train future doctors and nurses. And they won over me. I said, I don't have money. And they told me, okay, we will get money. And they made the necklaces to be sold. So without them, without this discovery of education, without this endless connection with the others, I wouldn't be here. And then education turned into a desert where nothing can grow, where everything becomes transient, where everything is reduced to passing an exam. And that has nothing to do with my heart. And then when things are like this, people get bored. The life of people is made of sort of needs. The world is full of needs, and everything around me somehow exhorts me to be involved. And I feel ashamed to say so in front of such educators, but actually, the educator needs to first realize the reality surrounding themselves and establishing a bond with all that. But my heart bursts when I see this bond, because reality urges, reality calls, and I find a beauty that is attractive. I always wished to let people see this beauty, and I am able to seize that because this beauty makes my heart vibrate. And then and only then you can give things a name. You can feel the urgency of meaning. If we look at young people without that urge for meaning, because they represent such an urge for meaning, we just risk to get them bored. And even worse, we risk to create a distance. People are attracted if they understand that you feel their urge. This is what happened with Don Giussani. And this is something that had to do with anything in life, with coffee, with sleeping and waking up, with homework. I used to live my life as if I was broken into pieces. It is thanks to the encounter with Don Giussani I could somehow put myself together and discover the true meaning of life and of things. To educate, you need to break the mold of appearances to reach belonging. We are so much more than appearances, than what we see, what we touch of ourselves. We need to break that wall and reach out for something that we can't see, that is invisible, but that exists. Oh, it is so much exists. We talk about educational journey, a journey that is embarked on together. And I tell the other that I do not embody any truth, but the other can come with me because I'm also going towards truth, towards a destiny that is true to me and to them. So we can walk together towards that. If I so then propose this idea, and so I propose to embark on this journey together. I'm not offering a truth, I'm offering to go together in search of that truth. One day, little kids arrived, and these little kids from the Luigi Giussani school had stolen the smartphone of a teacher. And they said, oh, the phone has disappeared. But then other pupils had seen that the group of kids had this black smartphone, and they kept affirming that they didn't steal anything. And so they sent these kids to me. I was like the ultimate judge. And it was some 14 years old kids, and they come to me in my office, and I tell them, so where is this phone? They took it from a pocket and they gave it to me. And I said, why do you give it to me? Everybody else has tried to make you give this smartphone back. Why are you giving this phone to me? Because you told us that you want always the truth. But before entering my office, I had a picture of Don Giussani behind me. And so they looked at it and said, oh, Don Juice. And he was smiling. And they were not scared at all. So to me, that was such an amazing episode. It was not magic. It was really about a relation. I mean that the other person has really understood. Or my women with a T-shirt with Icarus on. I had studied Icarus, and who built wings because he wanted to fly, and then he gets close to the sun, and then the wings melt down. I came to Italy. I've been here for 6 months, and when I went back, so these women brought me these T-shirts back and told me, we do not want to fly and have our wings melted and fall down like Icarus. We want to keep flying without falling. And so they printed T-shirts with Peter and John visiting the grave where Jesus was and from which he resurrected. That is why I like when people say no, when young people say no, my students say no, because this is a sign that I did not make them the slaves of my ideas. They can also tell me, go to hell with your T-shirts. In the past, I felt every no like being a big slap on the face. I thought that every no was like a rejection to me. But no, this is not like that, because that no refers me to something bigger than me. So even if one day they were to go away and leave, I know that they will come back one day. And I know that their destiny will take good care of them. So if you don't find your own purpose, you can't educate, you can't create a village. So educating means going back to your own meaning, the meaning of yourself. If you do not connect this with the endless value that you have. So life urges a meaning. If you respond with a void, you will somehow lie to the others, but also to yourself. I can say that every day I am not the mistakes I made. My women, my students are not the mistake they make. We can all try to go beyond successes or failures. This is our nature.